Hey guys, so I decided to try some voiceover for this video. You guys can tell me how you like it in the comments down below, if you like it or hate it, who knows. So for this build, I decided to look at the Shameless house. I was going to build the Shameless house from the show, but I actually tried building it for probably over half an hour and wasn't able to get it looking like I wanted it to. So I based the rest sort of off of that, like the bay window and the front steps and the 2 floors. So then I decided I didn't really want to do the Shameless house because I couldn't get it exactly how I wanted it to be, so I decided that I would just go for a family home, which are a lot easier for me to build. I also went back and looked through this video, and I realized that I completely skipped on putting even a foundation thing on the patio, and I went back and looked and I couldn't decide if I really wanted to take the time to add something to it, so I never did. I never know what to put on patios. If the flooring should be concrete or if the flooring should be wood or something, I don't know. And here I'm messing with the stairs a lot. I didn't know if I should put a side room right there, maybe a closet. That was my initial thought, just to make it look a lot smoother because I was going to put a bathroom over there. I ended up making that small room and actually never filling it with anything, so it's just this little tiny thing that you can't even get into. If you take this and download it, feel free to make that into another closet. There is a closet upstairs that I wanted to make full of a lot of clutter that took me a long time to do, so I felt that another closet downstairs wasn't necessary. For this kitchen, I decided to go with a lighter kind of look for it. I like those cabinets with the light wood coloring. I think it looks a lot better than the other ones, and I wanted to use stuff from the Parenthood pack since I was focusing more on like a little family home. When I was doing these walls too, I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to have the border on the bottom, but I think that gave it a better look. And I always want a pop of color wall kind of for the kitchen. I like those designs in houses. The appliances and stuff also look pretty 50s to me, so I went with more of that kind of look, especially later on in the bathrooms. And for the decorations in the kitchen, I wanted to use a lot of the Parenthood items that made it so like there's decorative plates and all that kind of stuff. I couldn't decide on what to do with the dining room here. I decided to just put a table and some random chairs around it, sort of like a different area than the living room space that I'm designing here. But it's not really great, and I didn't feel like I had a lot of space to work with because I, didn't really do a good layout. I wanted to keep it way more open than before. As I'm watching this back, I'm realizing that there are some things I wish I would have added, like a lot more lighting. I'm not very good at putting lamps and different lights in the top. I always forget, by the end of the build, I'm like, oh my gosh, all the lights are just those same thing, and I really don't want to take the time to change them. So if you go back and download this build, feel free to change those into actual good lights, or add more lamps. I always think that's a good idea. Here I'm adding some more of the Parenthood items. I wanted the house to be a little more interactive like that decorative plate and the washing thing and the bread box. I was going to make the bread box the painted one, but I felt like that might be a little bit too much since I already put down that decorative plate. Here I'm looking for a few more decorations because I felt like it was weirdly bare. I decided to go with the plants in there. And same with this wall. It took me a really long time to decide whether or not I should have those hangers or the big wall thing for the entrance to look like there was something there. I ended up not putting any paintings or anything on that wall, even though I think I should have. Working on this bathroom, I decided to go with like a vintage kind of like pink look. I don't know why. Those tiles just really caught my eye, and then I thought we have that old bathtub in here with the nice pink that I thought would go really well. I kind of made it really simple. I ended up putting towels on the wall. I don't think I was going to. I was just looking through all the other options. It took me a really long time to decide on those paintings too. I wanted to add a little flair. So when I got up here, I focused on, that's the closet that I made, and then I decided to only have one child. I was going to have like 2 bedrooms, but then I thought there's not a lot of space in this house, and I want to make another bathroom upstairs, so that the downstairs one's more of a guest bathroom. I also ended up carpeting the closet. I wasn't sure on that one either. I was like, does it need to have wood? Does it need to have carpet? It's all up in the air. This is the master bedroom. I decided again to go with the blue look. I think the blue walls with the borders look really good, and I wanted my pop of color to be more blue. Although maybe I should have made that desk chair blue. I think that would have looked good. I included 2 sets of dressers to make it look like, 2 different people were living there. And then I added some male and female clutter. I mean, depending on what you decide to do with this, if you're playing with it, you can change all that, doesn't matter. When rewatching this build, I'm realizing that maybe I should have added not both lamps. I don't really like the way the lamps next to the bed look. I think they're a little bit weird looking, like they should definitely be on desks. For this second bathroom, I went with another blue because I thought we had a lot of nice blue options, for the shower and those cabinets that look really good. I also tend to use the body mirrors back there because I think it makes it look like it's a full wall of mirrors, even though you're just like slyly covering the bottom. And that is why I turned on my move objects cheat. Here I couldn't decide for a while what I wanted to do, and I ended up thinking I would just make one of the robes look smaller so it looked like it was for a child, which I thought was a very cute idea. I also wanted their house to be a little more like, nature-y, I guess, so I put in a lot more of the nature type decorations, like plants and stuff. This is the kids' room that I'm working on here. And I wanted to, the family I was using was a family with a little girl, so I ended up making it really pink. Again, you don't really have to do that. I also hate the sizes of those toy things because it's like they take up the whole room. I wanted her to have like a dollhouse. I think that would fit really well, but I thought it took up way too much space in the room, and I wanted her to have the art table and like a little desk with a journal on it. And yeah, and here I am struggling to figure out what to put on children's walls because playing with children in this is not really my favorite gameplay style. I like to play with the young adults and stuff. And here I'm just working on the closet. I just kind of filled it with shelves and then ended up I always put the holiday item decorator in there because I think it is basically made for that, and your Sims can interact with it. But I really just ended up filling the rest of this space with a bunch of random items. I was like placing the same thing over and over, especially on the top shelves, but I just wanted to make it look like, a little bit more cluttered. Again, it doesn't really need to be, I just think it gives it a whole atmosphere. I mean, not that you're definitely gonna be playing in that closet, but I felt like maybe it would just add a little bit of a look to this build. So I do end up putting curtains on all the windows except the downstairs windows in the house. It just took me a really long time to remember to do it. So for the walkthrough of this house, I do have a really bad computer and it's really hard for me to motion through the house in a smooth manner. So I figured I would just let it happen and really roughly go through the house. So I apologize in advance for the quality of this video. I will say that this is one of the designs I really, really like. You'll also probably notice in this video that my adult Sims have a lot of custom content because I like to play with my Sims that have the custom content realistic looking hair. I just think it looks a lot better than the normal hair that you're given in the Sims game. My child Sim doesn't have any of that because I don't focus on playing with kids in this. I totally forget they even exist. I don't know, it's just not my style of gameplay. So I don't have any custom content on the daughter of this family. I personally really enjoyed making this build. I don't think I enjoy making all of my builds. I mean, I think they're fun to pass the time and stuff, but I do think that this one is one of the better ones. It turned out really nice. This is me trying to go up the stairs in a smoother way. I did end up putting a broom in the closet too, because I thought that looked a lot better than just having a plain empty wall there, and I was like, people do put brooms in their closets. I also just ended up letting my Sims do whatever they want. In some of my other videos, I staged them a little better, so it looks like, they're interacting with stuff, but for some reason my game auto started at 12 a.m. and my Sims spawned in completely tired. So a lot of them ended up going to sleep. The child, however, was just up all day writing in her diary, and I do end up later positioning her to be writing in the diary when I look at her room, because I thought that made it look a lot cuter than it could have. Anyway, I'll let you guys watch the rest of this. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and comment if you enjoyed the build.